Welcome to Keeping in Sync with Microsoft 365, the first video of its kind for 2024. Hope you had a great holiday season, New Year break, whatever term you want to use. Just a disclaimer and reminder that what is actually covered in this is things that most people get with Microsoft 365 licenses, which may include Copilot, and information for the average end user. Dates may change, organization settings or license availability may preclude certain features from arriving. And what things aren't covered is things that may require a high license and don't apply to regular end users, and anything that relating specifically to new Outlook, because it is far too different from regular Outlook, and I'm hoping that will go away at some point. Now, starting off over in SharePoint OneDrive, the file share experience is being tweaked to help people from oversharing content. Now, when you open the share experience across any Microsoft 365 apps, you can now focus on core sharing tasks such as invite or copy the link. Now, invite allows you to grant direct access to your file for the specific people you choose, and the name and group or email you put in the to line will receive an invitation to access the item, whereas only the people you add or those with existing links can access the invitation. Whereas conversely, the copy link section now returns a success banner with the link scope when the link is successfully copied to the dashboard. If you wish to modify the link type prior to sharing with others, you can go into link settings, gear icon, which move down to the next to the copy button as these settings apply to the sharing links. That was a lot of text, but hopefully this improvement, this change to how it works will actually be a good improvement for people. And this is rolling out early January to early February. Now that's it. We're done with pretty much everything else, and it's now Teams from here on in. So feel free to tune in, tune out. So finally, those of us with Android have caught up to something those with iPhones have been able to do for a while. Usually it's the other way around, which is now Teams meetings and calls integration in our cars. Now you'll be able to see your list of meetings and join them, as well as your calling history and speed dial. You'll even be able to present your PowerPoint presentations from your phone, especially if you have a self-driving car. This is rolling out late February to early March, except for the presentation part. That was completely untrue and made up both what I said and the image as well. The meeting invite is getting some love from Teams to help make things a bit clearer. So the link to join the meeting is now bigger and bolder. There's a link to help information, as in help information, as well as organization-specific help. The relevant IDs are more clearly separated and defined. And if you're an organizer, then relevant options will be there, but not visible to participants of the meeting invite. This cleaner invitation link, email rather, is rolling out mid-February to mid-March. Also from the world of Teams meetings, currently the scheduling form in Teams does not show the time zone or work hours of attendees, unlike Outlook. So when you look at the schedule assistant, this makes it quite difficult for users to find a common time to schedule a meeting. So now, that feature that we already have in Outlook will come into Teams. However, it's still going to be dependent on people actually using the schedule assistant to see the free busy of people and their working hours. This is rolling out early February to late April, so there should be no excuse for after that. Now, if you're not using the new Microsoft Teams desktop client, well, you will be after March 31st when Microsoft forces the switch. No exclusions, no extensions, just happening. So, yeah. Now, the recap tab for scheduled meetings is actually a replacement of the recording and transcriptions tab. So it'll actually include access to the recording and transcript. So for meetings that have a recap tab, the previous recording and transcription tab will be removed since the recap tab replace it. Whereas for meetings that don't have a recap tab, you'll still be able to access the recording and transcription from the recording and transcription tab. So cutting through that, when you go into a meeting, either look for recap, or recording and transcription. As you can tell, this is my first video for the year. And this particular change is rolling out early February to early March. Something that I've mentioned previously is about immersive meetings in Microsoft Teams. This is effectively the Microsoft Mesh virtual reality service is going to be available in Microsoft Teams meetings and events. So you can connect with colleagues and none of you can have any legs. It's very exciting times. It is actually very good for large events so people can actually mingle and move around if they're not physically in the same space. Now, the thing to note though is this is only going to be available for people using the new Microsoft Teams client and only on Windows PCs. So if you're running Windows after March 31st, you should be able to use this. It is quite heavy in terms of intensity for processing power. So you may be able to actually boil a coffee next to your computer while you're actually in one of these. It will keep your coffee hot. This is rolling out late January to late February. Now, the team settings in your audio and video has been separated to present you with options in different places. You can access the settings in 3 different ways. So during a meeting, you can access the audio flyout and video flyout by clicking the split button with the downward arrow next to the camera and the microphone meeting toolbar. And from both the audio and video flyouts, you can access audio and video settings, which open as panels on the right side of the calling window. And you can also access these settings by clicking more video options and more audio options, and as well as that. So basically, in a nutshell, buttons have changed. So if they're not there, keep clicking around until you find them. This is rolling out late January to late February. Personally, I'm not a fan of all of it. Some of it I am. Some of the settings makes it easier, but now that it's separated, it does make it a little bit more complex. Now, because some people in organization create new teams in Microsoft Teams for whatever reason floats their boat, whatever's just in their whim because they haven't even done a search to see if a new team, if a team already exists or if maybe a team should actually exist in the first place. And I'll get off my soapbox right now. Microsoft has made it easier to create a channel instead, which is sometimes all you actually need instead of a team. So at the top of your team's listing, where you've got the ability to join or create a team, you'll now see the option when you click the plus button to create a channel alongside the ability to create or join a team. This is rolling out early January to late February. And that's it for keeping in sync with Microsoft 365 this week.